Hello friends, Jesse with J&J Outdoors. Today we're going to talk about should you build or should you buy, new from the factory, your first AR-15. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Jesse with J&J Outdoors. Here on the table we have a couple AR-15 rifles, and one of the big questions that you see out there, should I build or should I buy, new from the factory, my first AR-15? And you're going to get mixed opinions on that. Let's just go ahead and talk about the rifles here on the table. Right here we have a Bushmaster 223. All these are 223 5.56 except the 22. This is a Smith & Wesson M&P 1522 22 long rifle, blowback operated, solid rifle. But this is a Bushmaster 223 5.56. This is Bushmaster when it was Bushmaster. This right here is kind of a, I wouldn't say it's a collector rifle, but these are getting more and more scarce because the Windham, Maine Bushmasters, they're just people that have them are holding on to them and they're not making them anymore. So if you wanted a rifle like this now, it would be made by Windham Weaponry. But this is a factory rifle, completely made by them except for the Magpul handguard and the fore-end and the foregrip. Over here to your right we have a Spikes Tactical. This was a built or assembled AR-15, and I remember when I went to the gun store I purchased a stripped lower receiver. At that point I went home, got on the computer, and when you buy a stripped lower receiver or any lower receiver, this is the part you have to register. This is the heart of the gun. This has the serial number on it, and what they mean by stripped is there's no trigger, there's no buffer tube, there's no magazine release or forward assist, any of that stuff. Or not forward assist, bolt release. This is just a piece of aluminum that's been machined and anodized. So I took that home, got on the computer, and I immediately started looking up parts, bolt carrier group, triggers, barrels, handguards, all that stuff. And this rifle is probably 95% purchased from online manufacturers. Got it all home, put it together, and you really get rewarded after you're done building your own rifle. It kind of becomes your own piece of art because you created this. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun to do. Right here we have a 1522. This is a factory Smith & Wesson chambered 22 long rifle. The difference here, drop our mag, make sure we're clear. The difference in this rifle from an AR-15 is it is blowback operated. But you take this rifle apart the same way. The bolt carrier or the bolt is all operated right here on these steel guides, and when you shoot, that bolt blows back and chambers a new round, so it all works right here. There is no buffer tube in the stock here. It's just a piece of polymer. So it's a little different than an AR-15, but it's an excellent training platform. I give the 1522 a big thumbs up because you can learn so much from this rifle at an affordable price of around $375, $400. You can't beat it, and it is a great platform to learn, especially if your wife or your children, somebody who's never shot a rifle. This is an excellent way to break them in, get them used to AR-15s, because you don't have that loud blast, you don't have any kick, which the 223 doesn't have much, but this is very comfortable for someone to shoot for the first time, and it really kind of just slowly brings them into the AR-15 world. So if you're thinking about buying an AR-15, you're not for sure if you're going to use it, I'd recommend buying a 1522. There's nothing wrong with that. And 25 rounds of 22, it's cheap. It's very cheap to shoot. But this video isn't focused on that. This is a good option for an AR-15, just to kind of get you into it. Right here we have a completed lower, and when you hear people say completed lower, stripped lower, right here is a stripped. It's just a piece of aluminum machined down and anodized. Right here we have a completed. This is a Safe Side Tactical completed lower with a CMMG lower parts kit. So you hear people say stripped and complete. This is the difference. A complete lower is already assembled. All you have to do is buy a upper. I can take this upper receiver off of this Spikes Tactical lower, and I can put it, just snap it in, drop those retaining pins, and this rifle's ready to go after I put the buttstock on it. So that's the difference between buying a complete or a stripped. This one already has all the internals put into it, and then you can buy a complete upper if you wanted. So, without any further ado, what is my opinion on building or buying your first AR-15? And first I'll tell you what I did. I bought my first AR-15 factory. This is a Bushmaster. Whether you buy it new from the factory or buy it secondhand, I didn't put any of this together. I had no knowledge of AR-15s. I watched videos, seen a few things like that, but I didn't have much experience with it. And I'll tell you why I like buying it from the factory. I didn't really know what was going on or how the rifle works. So I got to bring it home. I got to use it, see how it operates, get some knowledge, get online, get some more knowledge. And I really learned a lot about these rifles. And then while you run into problems, because you will run into problems when you buy an AR-15, you're going to take it home, you're going to take it apart, and then you're going to kind of be like, well, how do I put it back together? And that's what I mean by running into problems. The gun won't break or anything like that. Parts won't fall off, or they shouldn't. But you're going to take it home, disassemble it to clean it after you shoot it, and then you're going to be kind of confused on how to put things back together, how the charging handle goes, things like that. Now, if you know people who have rifles and they can help you, maybe it would be a good option to build, like your brother or your dad, somebody who's informative of the AR-15s. They can be there with you and help you put this together. That's a big help, guys, because if you just try to take on a build by yourself, and you've never been around AR-15s, you're going to be very confused. Unless you're super duper knowledgeable and you can just, you're like a mastermind, can watch all these videos and you just won't forget it. But that's why I recommend buying your first rifle as a factory, whether it be, there's so many of them, but whether it be Smith & Wesson, Bushmaster, any of these manufacturers of rifles already have them assembled for you. Or you can buy the completed lower and buy a completed upper and kind of have your own setup there. That's not a bad option either. But if you just go out, have no knowledge about a AR-15 and you buy a stripped lower, I can almost guarantee you guys you're going to be kind of confused as to what parts go where, how to assemble, how do I get the barrel on, things like that. And that's why I recommend buying a factory. And if you're not 100% sure if you want a 223, the 1522 is an outstanding option. I really recommend it. So that's just kind of my take on should you buy or build. And not to leave you guys out that like building, there are some really big cost savings in building your AR-15. So those of you who are getting ready to jump on the comment section, go off that I didn't mention how much money you can save at building your own. Yes, if you buy the parts directly from the manufacturer, you can save some money versus buying straight. Like say you go get a Smith & Wesson for say $700, you could build a similar rifle for around $500, maybe $600. And there are some people out there that claim that they've built rifles for $350 to $400. It varies. Once again, we get to that point to where I'm a firm believer, guys, you get what you pay for. So just keep that in mind, and let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to help out. So I'm right here if anybody needs any help. So thanks for watching this video, guys. This is Jesse with J&J Outdoors. God bless America, and y'all keep shooting.